Hi, this is Majinoni, and I got a couple reviews for you. We got Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, #1, and AvX, #9. I'll do the lighthearted one first. And it's kind of weird saying Deadpool's lighthearted when he's killing the Marvel Universe. Anyways, what we're looking at here is it's an alternate universe, obviously. And in this universe, Deadpool goes on a rampage and kills everybody. Now, it starts off with his first target as the Fantastic Four. And he, I don't know what he did to Mr. Fantastic, but he jacked him up bad. And what I thought was kind of cool is what Sue does to Deadpool, for revenge. But of course, Deadpool just regenerates, so we're back to square one with him. Now, all of this is stemming because the X-Men captured him, took him to a hospital, insane asylum type thing. And the Doctor was actually Psycho Man. And what he's trying to do is amass an army of supervillains to take over the world. Well, his treatment doesn't quite work the way it's expected, and Deadpool starts going on the rampage. I guess you can say it's one of those things that it's definitely a very graphic book. It's going to get really bloody, really nasty. It's definitely not for kids. But the one thing I will say is one of the qualities about Deadpool I really enjoyed is his quirky humor. And while there is quirky humor in here, it's not like the Deadpool that we all know and love. To me, it seems like an imitation. And, I understand it's just the writing style and things like that, but, like with characters like Wolverine or Storm, you can switch writers in and out, and they're so cookie-cuttered that it doesn't matter. But a character like Deadpool is very, very specific, and if the writing is off a little bit in terms of his character, it just doesn't quite work the way we think it should work. But I don't know, it's entertaining enough for me to get the next one. Like I said, Deadpool's just going to kill everybody, and I don't know why we keep buying these books in the first place, because they all end the same way type thing. But we'll see, as long as it's enjoyable, right? Okay. AvX #9. Oy, where to even begin? If you've already seen the preview pictures that have been posted online, you know that they lose Thor. And from there, while there is some interesting things that happen along the way, I don't know. To me, I think I'm getting worn out by all of this stuff. And it's a real shame because, eventually I think there's going to come a time where there's going to be a spectacular mega event and I'm just not going to care. But anyways, what we have here is Emma, obviously since Namor got his power stripped from him for losing, basically everybody's gotten more powerful, and Emma can now touch every single mind on the planet. And what she's doing is she's going around killing people who are hiding dark secrets. Like, for an example, this guy here killed a mutant, and he never reported it, so she went for revenge. And, she's definitely gone over to the dark side. Magic is also going to the dark side, and, Colossus is, basically teetering, between good and really good and evil, and Cyclops is the only one that seems to be not affected. Now, while that's going on, you actually have the finalization of the relationship between Black Panther and Storm. While I'm glad they finally put this storyline to rest, I am disappointed that it's in this, and unless they somehow bring this out of this storyline into more of the mainstream environments, nobody's going to know what really happened. And personally, I thought the marriage between these two was kind of stupid to begin with. It was clearly a marketing stunt, and it clearly didn't even work because, Storm is an X-Men and Black Panther's on his own series type thing. So, what are you going to do? Keep Storm out of the X-Men forever, or is she going to stay away from the Black Panther forever? So that was kind of stupid. Next up here, we have the heroes going to save the imprisoned the imprisoned Avengers. And again, we have yet another interpretation of how these people are captured. Now, while I am less picky about the fact that maybe they're being held slightly different, which is fine. I can, that's I accept that, and that's no big deal because who knows? The art writer can even argue, well, Magic just changed the way she wants to imprison them, so I'm cool with that. But what this boils down to is, again, we do have a writer who basically didn't bother to pay attention to what the overall story arc is, and we have certain Avengers that are trapped in here that shouldn't be, and which, under normal circumstances, I'd probably cut them a little bit more slack, but that story that was in the Avengers, that we had the captured event, those captured Avengers, and how the Phoenix Force 5 was running that mind trip on him, that was just beautiful. And I'm like, how can you just erase that story from ever happening? It showed just how evil those X-Men became. And, putting them to hell was one thing, but it just kind of just cheapened that story. Now, I am going to give a little bit of spoilers, so if you don't want the spoiler, you might want to just stop. But basically what happens is you do have a really, really decent fight between Spider-Man, Colossus, and Magic. And, Spider-Man got his ass handed to him. But this is where, again, you have a writer who doesn't follow, it just reinforced a writer who doesn't bother to pay attention to what's going on. Now, I'm sure people can argue the fact, well, Namor lost twice in a row, so maybe that's why he lost the Phoenix Force power. And, well, all those arguments are now thrown out the window, because Magic and Colossus teleported out of the battle between the X-Men and Sinister. And they were, basically they were tricked into Spider-Man to beat themselves. And guess what happened to the power? The power left them, and it went to Cyclops and Emma. So again, that just shows the sloppiness of the editorial and writing department for this big event. And again, it just shows that you don't need to have all of this extra fluff. If you just kept it within this environment and you didn't deal with Sinister and the Phoenix Force 5, then you wouldn't have that problem. Or if you had just had it so this way, realistically speaking, the Phoenix Force 5 kicks his ass and ends Sinister. Of course, when I mean ends, is they kill him and he just genetically is regenerated and everything's back to normal again. That's fine, But no, you have to stretch the story out for as long as you possibly can, because God forbid you have serious ass whooping in an issue and you run into these problems. And it just pisses me off. It just pisses me off, because I know that there's better writers and better creators out there, and we're stuck with problems like this. And that's a very simple fix that should never even happen. And I know I've ranted on that story problem for so long, and I'll probably stop. Hopefully I'll stop beating that dead horse, or beating that dead Avenger, nonsense, or I should say X-Men. I have a feeling you guys are now probably going, God damn you, Maginoni, just give me the goddamn code. So let's get you the code. Okay, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down, let me know what you think. And if you like the Facebook link that's down here, I put more codes up there so you can watch for those. And I guess that's it for now. I do have another review coming, so until next time.